Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm David Hain. Welcome to episode 224 of the A to D From Addict to Disciple podcast. If you enjoy this podcast, please like, subscribe, follow, and share the link with your friends. And I want to urge you, try to get a couple of friends to listen to the podcast together and then kick it around and see what you learn from it. Thanks. When we get back, we'll get in today's episode entitled Beautiful Scars. Welcome back to episode 224 of the A to D From Addict to Disciple podcast entitled Beautiful Scars. In this episode, I'm going to be going on a walkabout through Beautiful Scars Park with my friend Michael. And just to set it up, I did a little research on this park, and it really is geared for guys in recovery, and it says every addict has a scar. And as I've worked with people in From Ashes to Destiny curriculum and in From A to D, we focus a lot on the wound. And to be honest, I haven't focused on the scar too much, so I'm hoping to learn a lot too. You see, it says on the sign at the entrance, a scar is a visible reminder, and we can't ignore it. Some people try to hide it with the tattoo or cover it up, but other people embrace it. It says scars can be a reminder of the pain of our past, or a reminder that we are an overcomer, a survivor, and we can use our scars as a symbol of our new inner strength. And finally, it says scars actually show the areas that have healed. Wow, that's a good sign for me. Michael, what do you think of that entrance to the park? Yeah, David, I really see that. And I guess the key for me would be, there's so many things in my emotions and in my spirit that have been healed. And I don't know where the scars are that show that they've been healed, but a lot of people have told me they see things in my eyes when different topics are brought up. So maybe the pain is still there and it shows as a scar in my countenance or in my eyes. Wow. Good start, Michael. Let's head down to the path to the first sign, and it's a quote by Khalil Gibran. It says, "Out of suffering have emerged the strongest souls. The most massive characters are seared with scars." Sure, David. I guess it's really letting us know that we need to use our scars, those things that have seared us, to remind us of what we've overcome, that we've emerged strong. And I know I'm stronger. I know I'm a survivor. But I don't know I've made it all the way to what Mr. Gibran says here, where he says the most massive characters are seared with scars. I know my scars and my sufferings have shaped who I am today. And maybe it's time, as I'm building my own character now, that I focus on how those scars have shaped my character and I can use them to build upon. Wow. That's a good challenge, Michael, for all of us. How do we not ignore the scars, not cover them up, not hide them, but look at how they have shaped who we are and maybe deal with the negative shapings they have in us and build on the positive shapings that are there. Cool. Let's go down to the next sign. And it's a quote by Demi Lovato. And she says, "I think scars are like battle wounds, beautiful in a way. They show what you've been through and how strong you are for coming out of it." Wow, David, I think this one captures what I really was trying to say at the last sign. I've come through so much. I had a lot of suffering from my youth, from my childhood, from my early adulthood, from just a lot of emotional pain, lost relationships, broken relationships. And this one challenges me to say, I've actually come through that. And I don't need to look back and try to make it right or do it over again. I need to focus on coming through it and seeing how strong I am for coming out of it. But maybe I look back too much to keep me from coming out of the suffering that I've been through. And it sort of reminds me of a song by one of my favorite bands, The Doors. Jim Morrison sang, the song was Break On Through. And the words were, the day destroys the night divides the day. Tried to run, tried to hide, break on through to the other side. And honestly, David, that was me. I like this song so much because I tried to run for years. I tried to run to, medicate my pain. I tried to hide from reality. I tried to hide from anyone who was trying to help me, and even from just hide from life. And I thought I was breaking through to the other side as I was running and hiding. But so far in this park, just on these couple of signs, I'm seeing that breaking on through means coming out of the things that scarred you and coming through to a new day where the day destroys the night, as Jim Morrison said. Wow, Michael, that's awesome. I couldn't have said that better. You really have good wisdom for all of us. Let's go down to the next sign. And it's a quote by Maya Angelou. She says, "The love of the family, the love of one person can heal. It heals the scars left by a larger society, a massive, powerful society." Wow. I really like that one, that the love of just one person can heal the scars left by life, by society, by the world, by tons of people. It only takes one person to overcome the power of society with the love that they show to us and bring healing. Yeah, David, and that reminds me, I do have loving people in my life. And if I think of that one person, it would be my gran. She has always been in my corner. She's always got my back. She was always there when I needed her. And even when I didn't know that I needed to hear what she had to say, she just always had the right words at the right time. And it was just like a calming influence and a almost like putting a salve on a wound. Her words would just stop the bleeding and stop the pain. So I agree totally with what Maya Angelou said, and I hope everybody listening has that one person that brings love, that can heal the wound and overcome the scars that society leaves on all of us. Let's go down to the next sign. It says, "Wounds turn into scars, and scars make you tough." And this is a quote by Aisha Tyler. What do you think of that one, Michael? Well, I don't know that I'm tough-skinned, but I'm tough enough. Really, I have endured stuff. I have come through stuff. I've survived the streets. I've survived prison. I've been places I thought would have killed me. And I think the key to this that Aisha Tyler is saying is, I should know from that the wounds turned into scars, and the scars made me tough enough to endure today, to endure tomorrow, to endure really every day, that I don't need to give in to the old ways. I don't need to give in to the old self-medicating lifestyle that I had. And I don't need to give up on the future either. I can endure. I'm tough enough to keep pushing through. Wow. Great, Michael. That can be a billboard all by itself. Thank you so much. Let's go down to the next sign. And this one's a quote by Robert Schuller. And it says, "Turn your scars into stars." And I love this one because, we talk a lot about scars. Yeah, David, and actually, from the cover of your book, From Ashes to Destiny, where the guy's painting stars in the sky, that's been a focus of my life every day since I started going through your curriculum. I focus on painting my stars. And I can tell you, it's not a one and done deal. I know that my painting is not finished. My canvas is my life. And every day, every week, every month, whatever, I should be able to dip into the area of what has created scars and turn it into stars. And I think that's an intentional thing. I need to be able to stay focused on that, and I can't lose sight of that I have the power to turn my scars into stars. And this has been an awesome walk, David. Thank you so much. Well, it's not over yet, Michael. Let's go to the end of the park and see what they say at the last sign. Okay. And this is a sign is a song by Maximilian called Beautiful Scars. And they have a few lines from the lyrics. It says, "Embrace your flaws. I'm not going to fight back what I've become. Yeah, I've got bruises where I came from, but I wouldn't change it if I could restart. I ain't going to hide these beautiful scars." Wow, David, that's a great conclusion, because I need to embrace what I've become. And as we were saying earlier, I need to be able to sift through the way my character has been developed by the stuff that I've come through and the bruises that I got where I came from, and not focusing on lamenting and saying, oh, I wish I could go back and change it. But to know that I've got scars, and they're beautiful scars, and I don't need to medicate them, and I don't need to hide them. Thanks for this walk, David. Thanks for listening to this episode of the A to D From Addict to Disciple podcast. If you were saying that's me, I've got scars and I need to focus on turning them into stars. I need to focus on coming through and coming out of the wounded area and the stuff. I want to encourage you to reach out, join a group, talk to that one loved one that you have that can bring healing. You can message me on the link in this podcast or by email at davidfromatod@gmail.com, or go to my website, www.fromatod.org, and click on the contact page. Tune in Monday for our next episode, and as always, stay safe and stay resilient.